Welcome back to my YouTube channel Rise and Conquer. Today we are diving into something that is not just about food but about simplifying life, maximizing flavor and cutting down the chaos in our kitchens. The star of today's show is one pot pasta, few dishes, less cleanup, big flavor. Let us be real, how many times have you wanted a delicious comforting meal but the very thought of using multiple pots, pans, strainers and utensils made you feel tired? Cooking can sometimes feel like a battle. By the time you finish making that perfect dish, your sink is overflowing, your energy is drained, and suddenly that delicious meal does not feel worth the effort. This is where one pot pasta changes the game. It is a dish that embodies three things most of us crave in life: simplicity, efficiency, and reward. Imagine throwing all your ingredients into a single pot, letting the flavors mingle, and ending up with a creamy, flavorful pasta that tastes like you have been standing in the kitchen for hours when in reality you barely lifted a finger. At first glance, one pot pasta is just another food trend, but when you look deeper, it is a philosophy for living. It shows us that life does not always need to be complicated to be meaningful or satisfying. Sometimes less truly is more. We often clutter our days with too many tasks, too many gadgets, too many steps, but what if we simplified? What if we learned to put everything in one pot and trust the process? One pot pasta shows us that beauty often lies in the blend, the balance, and the patience to let flavors come together naturally. The idea of one pot pasta became popular when Martha Stewart demonstrated how pasta, tomatoes, garlic, basil, olive oil, and a little water could all cook together in one pot. It was not just about convenience, it was revolutionary. Suddenly people realized they could have gourmet results with half the effort and half the cleanup. Innovation often comes from questioning old traditions. Why do something the hard way when there is a smarter way that brings even better results? That is not just cooking, it is a life lesson. So what makes one pot pasta so magical in flavor? When you cook pasta in a separate pot, you drain away the starchy water, but with one pot pasta, that starch stays right there, thickening the sauce, binding the flavors, and giving your dish a rich, velvety texture. The pasta absorbs not just water but the flavor of the broth, spices, and vegetables around it. It is as if every noodle becomes infused with personality. The garlic whispers, the tomatoes sing, the herbs dance, and the olive oil ties it all together like a conductor leading a symphony. The best part is you do not need to be a professional chef to create this magic. Whether you are a student cooking in a dorm, a busy parent feeding a family, or someone who simply wants comfort food without the chaos, one pot pasta is your solution. And the variations are endless. Picture a classic tomato basil pasta with cherry tomatoes, onion, garlic, and parmesan, or a creamy mushroom and spinach version where the earthy flavors blend into a silky sauce. Maybe you want a chicken alfredo one pot pasta, creamy, filling, and family friendly, or you could try Mediterranean style with olives, sun-dried tomatoes, artichokes, and feta, or go bold with spicy Cajun shrimp pasta full of heat and personality. The beauty of one pot pasta is that there are no rigid rules. You can improvise, adapt, and create. Each recipe is a canvas. You can add a little spice for excitement, a touch of sweetness for balance, or a bold ingredient for drama. This is not just cooking, it is a reminder that life works best when we stay flexible and creative. And of course there is the big bonus: less cleanup. Cooking should be joyful, not stressful, but when your sink looks like a disaster zone, the joy fades. One pot pasta gives you your time back. Fewer dishes mean less scrubbing, less soaking, less frustration. Instead of spending half an hour cleaning, you can spend that time laughing with family, enjoying a book, watching your favorite show, or simply resting. Time is the most valuable ingredient in life, and one pot pasta helps you keep more of it. Food is never just about eating, it is about comfort and connection. A bowl of one pot pasta is not just dinner, it is comfort in a bowl. It warms you on a cold night, cheers you after a long day, and brings people together at the table. Sharing pasta always feels inviting and joyful. It is proof that happiness does not have to be complicated. And so we can take lessons from the pot. Simplify your life, trust the process, value your time, be creative, seek balance. Every ingredient matters, and when combined thoughtfully they create magic. One pot pasta is more than food, it is a metaphor. It reminds us that life does not always need to be complicated to be rewarding. By keeping things simple, focusing on what matters, and allowing the different ingredients of life like work, family, dreams, and friendships to come together, we can create something beautiful. So the next time you feel hungry, tired, or overwhelmed, remember, you do not need 5 pots and hours of stress. You just need one pot, the right ingredients, and a little trust in the process. One pot pasta is simplicity served with big flavor. Thank you for joining me today on Rise and Conquer. If you enjoyed this journey into food, flavor, and philosophy, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Try making your own one pot pasta tonight, and let it remind you that sometimes the simplest solutions bring the greatest joys. Until next time, keep rising, keep conquering, and keep savoring life one pot at a time.